Hi, everybody, and welcome back to a new episode of Full Court Press presented by Serra Rochester Hills. I'm your host, Patti Cesarini, and as you can probably tell, we are in another room. We've transitioned into the Grizzly podcast studio, and today I'm here with Tone Hunter from men's basketball. Tone, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So how do you feel about this right now? Are you liking it, or?
See, I'm a person that loves, doing interviews and talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
This is, got my hands sweaty. I'm nervous a little bit. This one I'm a little nervous about. This one.
No, don't be nervous. It's all about you,
For
and we're
sure.
just talking about you.
For
So
sure.
you said you're a person who loves to do interviews. I watched your interview on the Joe Mo show to learn more about Tone Hunter before you came in here, and I wanted to just expand on that interview and kind of go a little bit more in depth about it. So you said you've had quite the ride with basketball, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and the love for the sport that you had. You said you grew up watching basketball, ESPN, all types of sports, not a whole lot of cartoons that were going on there. And you fell in love with the sport from a very young age.
Yes.
But what initially drew you in to the love of that game?
My father, easily, easily, and my grandmother. I can remember that's one Christmas I got a hoop, and I think that's where the toys and the cartoons and all that just literally just went away from my childhood. I always just played basketball, and then the older you got, and newer stuff you got to put the hoop on the door. And when I got the hoop on the door, oh my God, I thought I was in the NBA.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me. I thought I was Kobe. I thought I was AI. I thought I was Carmelo. I thought I was all these people I grew up watching and was seeing play. And so that's just really where the love of the game really came from. So, yeah.
As you got older and now you're in grade school, you said you got a Twitter message from Lamar Bigby, right?
Bigby, yeah.
And you said he sold you this unrealistic dream of being able to play at the Division I level. But you said there wasn't a care in the world at all. You were thinking basketball was the only success.
Yes.
And that's where your headspace was at. And then everything with COVID happened.
Yes.
And it just kind of the rug got swept right out from underneath you.
Yeah.
And you're like, what do I do now? Where do I go from here? And you had to develop yourself as a person and figure out who's Tone Hunter without a basketball.
Exactly.
So what did you find out in that time about yourself?
That I wasn't nobody that I thought I was without basketball. I could say that now that I'm older. I was arrogant. I was probably big-headed. You're just young, getting a lot of success. At the time, adults are trying to tell you certain things. You think you're grown already. You can make certain decisions on your own, or might not need help because you just have all the answers in the world. Because why not? I'm 16, 17 years. Why don't I have all the answers?
I have everything going
I have everything.
for me.
You kind of get in this space where it's like I'm the one that's in the gym. I'm the one that has to wake up. I'm the one doing it, and you kind of just start forgetting about who was really there, family. Maybe some friends, coaches. And that's what I had to learn. When basketball was away, that really gave me a chance to see, okay, who's still here. I might not get this certain treatment or a certain bailout in something because I'm a basketball player. I'm just, at the end of the day, a regular person, that had to figure out what was going to happen next. And so that was hard for me because I didn't know what was going to happen, and like I said, it was just a smack in the face, a moment in my life where I just had, I look in the mirror and it was like, who am I, and at the time I was, having a child, I have a 3-year-old son now currently, and all is well, but when you're just going through all those type of emotions and you think your life is going to change in a whole different aspect that you never thought it was, you kind of just have a lot of doubt to yourself. Like I said, basketball was who I like. Back then, I would have told you that's all I know. That's all I do. I probably cried to my siblings a million times if they said, I'm gonna tell your dad, you can't play basketball, and I'll cry, but they'll tell you, I literally say, this is my life, this is all I know. So I always knew that growing up, but just when it was taken away from me, I didn't know,
Yeah.
what was going to happen. So that was tough. That was very tough.
When you were going through that time, losing basketball due to COVID, some of those scholarships kind of got swept away.
Yeah.
You like you said, you had a son.
Yeah.
What or who was keeping you grounded throughout that when you didn't have the one thing that grounded you the most, and it was basketball?
My dad, number one. I'm gonna say number one A, and then my grandma number one B. Those two really just always just were a great, support system.
Yeah.
I can't think of words of just how much they really helped me through a lot of things. And sometimes it wasn't perfect. We, as any
Sure.
child and, father or grandparent, anybody that's, looks after you, you bump heads, but they were always honest with me. And that's just a person I am. I love honesty. I take honesty well. You might not always want to hear it, but I take it well. Then, having to trying to figure out you're lying to me, and then like that just you know what I mean. But so they're really honest. They were really honest with me, so they helped me, and they made, and they're fans. Even though my dad will call me and I'll never have a good game to him, and my grandma. I'm my grandma's baby, so I'm just her angel. I could do anything.
Yeah,
I'm my grandma's
have that
baby.
relationship.
So I tell my grandma on you. That was me. That was me. So those two really, just as far as just me keep on pushing, believing. At the time, my grandma was willing to, even if I had to go walk on at a school and she had to pay the first year, like that was just that much belief. And so it was that much, background talk, plan B, plan C talks to try to get me back on the court. And she was willing to give her life, to see me at least get the opportunity to go to college. So if it was D2, D1, she was willing to pay. So it was those two. And then the mother of my child, Alexis, she was there. She helped me kind of just obviously with our child. She said that if I go to school, no matter how far it was, what I did, that she was gonna be okay, and that everybody around me in my family and everybody said that they were gonna help collectively with my son. So that was obviously a big, but she definitely said that I could still go follow my dreams and do what I had to do if that opportunity comes. So I was just waiting. That's all it was. That's all it came. It was a waiting game.
And you're going through that time, and like you said, you really find out the people that are there for you,
for sure,
and want the best for you.
For sure.
So after that time passed, you went to a prep school in California for basketball. After that, you went to Long Beach State. And then after Long Beach State, now you're a Grizzly.
No.
Is that right?
No, that was a rent. I went to JUCO Garden City.
Right.
After prep.
After the prep school, you went to Garden City. You said it was tough there.
Yeah, prepping between those 2 years, prep and Garden City, that would have tested you to be, if you wouldn't even want to play sports anymore. I tell you, my prep school was that was a tough prep. I love them. I still talk to my prep mom. Shout out to Mama Nia and Middlebrooks. I wouldn't be here without them either. So I love them. So I just had to say that. So yeah, prep was definitely tough though.
How do you think that has now prepared you that you're here at Oakland, you're a Grizzly, you're playing for Coach Campy, someone who's very honest too. You said you like the honesty and just going through that, and now that you're a Grizzly.
No disrespect to Camp, for he's one of the amazing brains of this. But nothing's harder than prep. Nah, nothing.
Really?
I could look in that camera.
Does he know that?
Yeah, I could tell I could look anybody in the eyes and tell them that my prep was hard. And but that's what he wanted. He wanted you to think about quitting every day. And again, I don't like to sound arrogant, but I was the best player on the team, and so I was held to an even higher standard. And so in my eyes, it wasn't realistic. Again, I'm messing with a lot of guys where I'm just not hearing, believing. And that's one of my biggest problems probably growing up, is just I wasn't a good listener. So when I went to prep, that was really the first time that someone, like my prep mom, was on me, like she is the best about school, how you act, how you talk, how you present yourself, the professional side of that. And then my prep coach, he's a basketball guru. He's very known out in the basketball world. So I was just 24 hours of the day getting critiqued on and off the court.
That's hard.
So, yeah, that's the first time. Mind you, I'm COVID, so I just lost all my offers. So really, right now, I really don't even want to hear nothing. You know, I'm already mad that I have to go to. Yeah. You know, I have to figure this out, and then now I'm getting critiqued on everything: how I sit, how I talk, how my hair is, and they wasn't judging me. They were just always giving me, okay, this is how you see it. This is how other people see it.
Perspective.
And they're giving me different perspective, teaching me things. It was something I needed. Again, I told you, I always thought basketball was life. So going to that prep and them putting me through that, it prepared me for everything. Yeah. And I'll tell you everything. I have not been to a place, probably Garden City, but that's living wise. But I have not been through a basketball segment of that was harder than that. Yeah, nah.
You said nothing will compare. Nothing. So looking back on your whole journey, and this is the last question I have for you before we wrap things up, but looking back at your whole journey and you're here now, what does it mean to be a Grizzly, and what's it been like playing here?
It's special to me because I know how special it is. Point guards coming out of this school, you know, you hear about Kendrick Nunn or K Felder. I knew about K Felder all the way in the West Coast. You know, you're not even thinking that K Felder went to Oakland. You just know K Felder, you know, and how amazing he was. And then me personally knowing Jalen Moore, you know, talking to him, seeing how his career's going and how it was here.
The success that he had here and now.
It was amazing overseas. To see. And I would say just throughout my journey, everything I've been through and me being here, it feels good to be here. You know, I get to talk to very genuine people, very kind people that, you know, that reminds me of playing back at home, you know, just people that care and just love to see you play. And I think that the people here, you know, feel the energy that I bring and the importance of me being here and the importance of the school being for me. You know, I think it was a fair trade for both sides. You know, I think that I'm giving, you know, the team and the community and the school a good, you know, showing of what I could do. Just a sample size after all the injuries I've been through. But and I think that, you know, the school has been great to me, and that I you know, both deserve these good moments because, you know, I think that I bring a winning attitude and a winning personality. That's I know a lot of people were tweeting me the other day about me yelling and screaming.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
you know, it's just things like that, plays like that I know I could bring. And you know, I think that the school not only deserves to win, but we should win because, you know, I know how hard Campy is on us. And, you know, it's just time for him to get one, you know. And I think that we could do that, you know. It's a lot, it's a big step, but I think that just me personally, how my life is, I feel like, okay, that would be a great storybook. And then coming to, you know, end of, you know, these college years for me, that, you know, going to an NCAA tournament, and then for Campy and the school to go to an NCAA tournament. And I just feel like if that dream comes from both sides, it's perfect, you know. And
there's nothing like dancing.
And, you know, it's nothing like dancing. So right now we're just trying to make a Cinderella story, you know, and in a Cinderella story. So, you know, it's just what it got to be. You know, that's what we're focused on. So that's what it got to be.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. And we're hoping, we're pulling, and, you know, we're wishing and cheering you guys on every single step of the way. So.
Yeah, I see you stressing more than me sometimes on the sideline. I don't know if you're scared of what Campy's going to say to us or what, but, you know, I really do appreciate the love and support that we're getting from y'all, so thank you.
Absolutely.
No problem.
Yeah, and we love having you here too.
Thank you.
So anyways, that's it for this episode of Full Court Press presented by Serra for Rochester Hills, and we will see you next time.